Well, hi everybody. I hope you're having a fabulous day. I am live again here, and every week I will be doing a live video tutorial. So for those of you who can't catch the live version, we'll of course leave up the replay so you can join us. Of course, I'm also going to be putting these on YouTube. So for our YouTube subscribers, if you want to see other videos or join us on Facebook in the Arcademy Playground, you're welcome to. So we've been working on this bad boy, right? It's sort of crazy looking, but that's okay. That's what art's all about. So today we're going to be layering tissue paper onto our canvas, and I'm going to show you how to so that's what today's tutorial is about, how to create the glue that I use to layer that on. So I'm going to adjust my camera so you can see my desk, and we'll get started. Okay, so here is my canvas, which I've been working on. I have the tissue paper. I have a paintbrush. Now this is just a very inexpensive brush. I use these because they I like them because this is like the cheapest ones at Michael's. If you're not in the United States, Michael's is a craft store here in the United States, and I like to either dip them, the ends like this, so that I know they're for glue, or I put tape on the ends of them and just wrap it around the ends, so I always know that, okay, you are for glue, and because you never want to use a brush for glue as well as for paint at the same time. Okay, so this painting is dry. We put paint down. We put some melted crayon on it. It's sort of a little crazy, which I'm really liking. Okay, so I have a bunch of tissue paper. Let's pull some of this out. Now, and this is sort of, it started as a painting and now it's turning into a mixed media piece, so whatever. So what I have in this jar is, and this is just a regular canning jar, glass canning jar. And what is in it is Elmer's glue mixed with water. And it creates it's similar to decoupage glue or Mod Podge. It's really good for stuff like this where you're sort of layering, but you're not, it doesn't need to be weatherproof or something. If it was weatherproof, I would advise you differently, but, and these babies, they can be a little tough to open. Okay, so, like I said, a little tough to open, but that's okay. So I'm just going to set my glue up here by the camera so you can see, and I have a cup of water over here, but I don't need to get my brush wet. You just dip it in the glue, and I usually wipe off one side so that there's still glue on the other. And I usually start in the top left corner, but you can start however you like. And the idea is that we are going to put down a layer of glue first, and then we are going to go over it, just like I did with that. So you could do all one color. I am going to mix up my colors a little bit because that's just what I'd like to do. And sometimes they stick together. You can pre-cut these. You can tear them, whatever your little heart wants to do. So we're just gonna put down a little bit more glue. One thing that I do recommend is that you go over the edge, like here. And the reason for that is so that you'll be able to tuck it behind the canvas. This is a canvas board, so you know, there is the, you know, it's not real thick. All right, so I'm just going to put some down here. And I'm not really looking for it to be perfect. More, I'm just looking for it to, you know, make sure I get enough glue on there that it's down, you know. Okay. Now, if you did what I just did, which I totally did by accident, is you didn't quite get it there, that's okay. Just add another layer. That's the beauty of tissue paper, is that once you get it wet with this glue, it becomes pretty transparent, as you can tell. I'm covering this, but yeah, it's not. All right, so we'll use an orange here, over here. And maybe one here. So once I'm done putting all my layers down all the way around, I will let this dry. And generally you want to let this dry flat. If you have a room that is sunny, this is a good thing, you can put it there. Or you can put it in a room where there's a fan. So here in the studio, I have a ceiling fan. And so I can just leave it here on the desk under the ceiling fan, and it sort of works its way. So just so you can kind of get an idea of what we're doing here. And then once all this is dry, I'll show you how to wrap the corners so that they're nice and tight. Because as you can see with this corner here, you know, wrapping it a certain way, you know, you could end up with a little like, I like to call them, you know, they're like these little fringy corners, but they kind of stick out. They're like a thumbnail, and they can get kind of bulky. So there are some ways to do that. So you can make sure that your corners are tight. So I am going to finish up my gluing here because we're just about done. And then next week we will be doing more to this. In fact, I'd like to start with the lettering that we'll be using. So that is going to be fun. So just keep putting it down, and so if you're creating along with us here, either in the playground or on Facebook, make sure that, again, you let this dry completely, and next week, we will be back, and you can, we will add the words to the front of this so that, and of course, put these sides down. So that wraps up today's short tutorial about, you know, our next tip here is adding tissue paper to canvas. And of course, you can use this technique in lots of different ways. You don't have to just use it, you know, in this way. You can use it in, you know, you could use one color or two colors and, you know, create backgrounds for your canvases before you paint them or stencil them or anything like that. So I hope you all have a fabulous week. Please share your photos. Tell us what you're working on. Of course, keep posting here in the community. We'd love to see what you are all working on and doing, and how you're being creative. And I will see you again soon for the next step to our project. You guys have a great day. Take care.